right, it's 6:59. Just checking sound check. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
New camera.
Yep.
All right, we've got 7 o'clock. So I will welcome everyone to the Tuesday, December 8th Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. I will start with the roll call. Carla Desjardins, here. Sean Peterson.
Here.
John Meyer.
Here.
Raz Shivik. I see Raz, you're muted.
All right, I'm here.
Okay. All right, Lindsay Jocelyn. Okay. Bill Martell. I see Bill. Is your audio on, Bill? Unmute, Bill, just so we can hear you. Okay. Jared Fournier.
Here.
Kathy Mestamaker Harris.
Here.
Okay, thank you. Staff, Ryan Bray.
Here.
Marianne Shinati.
Here.
Sonia Chapman. Okay. And I will appoint Jared Fournier for Lindsay Jocelyn. So we're starting with public hearing Z 2020-1887, continuation of Plainfield materials. And I understand that we have additional information needed. So the applicant has requested that this be continued to January.
That is correct.
Okay, so I'll entertain a motion to continue to January.
I'll make a motion to continue to January.
Second.
Motion by Sean, second by Roz. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, continued to January. Item B, Z 2020-1903 of Deborah Allard, requesting a special permit for a single-family residence with attached in-law apartment on property located on Canterbury Road, Plainfield, map 3, block 50, lot 30, RA 60 zoning district. Do we have someone to speak for the applicant?
Yep. Jacob Felice from Boundaries LLC.
Okay, go ahead. The floor is yours.
Jake, are you prepared to share your screen?
Yep. If that's easier for everybody, I can show the PDF.
Okay. Let me make you
Plans.
the host, and just make sure you give me the host back at the end.
Sure. All right.
You should be good.
All right. Everybody see it?
Yep.
Okay. So this property is identified as 0 Canterbury Road. It's in between the Exley Road and Hope Road intersections. Kind of familiarize yourself with the area. Kind of seeing our location map at the top right of the screen right here. So it's on the south side of Canterbury Road, and this was an undeveloped lot from a 1999 subdivision by the name of George Barr. What Deborah Allard wants to do is build herself a home that her parents can also live with her at, and that requires a special permit for the zoning regulations. So that's why we're here. Last month, we needed to ask for a continuation because we had to revise the architectural plans, which we have since done and submitted revised plans for. We have the approval from the health department on the septic system. And yeah, it's really pretty straightforward. We made sure we met all the zoning regulations with the in-law apartment. And I'd be happy to answer any questions. I don't know how much you want me to elaborate.
And Ryan, I just want to clarify that there were some deficiencies, but you've reviewed them and they do meet all regulations now with the changes?
Yes, the original plan had the garage separating the accessory apartment and the house, which our regulations require the house to be attached to the accessory apartment with direct pass-through access. They have been revised to show that. Jake, if you'd like to bring up the floor plan so we can see that.
Sure. So Yeah, as Ryan had said previously, the garage was kind of in the middle of the house and the in-law apartment was jammed off to the right side of the screen. So the architect has since revised the plans. Might be a little difficult to see on the screen here, but main entrance is right in here where my mouse is. And the in-law apartment comes off this connector right here and is this space in the back. And the remainder of the house is a 3-bedroom, single-story house.
Okay, so this is a public hearing. So if there's anyone on the call who has a comment or question on this application, if you could unmute yourself, state your name. Okay, not hearing or seeing any. Board members, if you have any comments or questions for the applicant. Okay, hearing none. I'll entertain a motion on the public hearing.
I'll make a motion to close public hearing Z 2020-1903.
I'll second that.
Motion by Sean, second by John. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, any abstentions? Hearing none, public hearing is closed. Moving on to the regular meeting. So I call the meeting to order.
Hold on, Carla. Jay, could I have the host back, please?
Yep, should be all set now.
I am, thank you.
All right. So we do have one addition to the agenda under new business, item C, Z 2020, and I think there was a typo. It said 2022-1943. So just bringing that to attention.
Just
Ray Coombs, Westminster Tool, site plan review. So I'll entertain a motion to add that to the agenda under new business, item C.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Sean,
I'll second it.
second by John. All in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, added as item C, new business. Citizen participation. This would be the opportunity of the public to address the committee on something that was not one of the public hearing items. Okay, hearing none, moving on to unfinished old business. Item A, Z 2020-1887, continuation of Plainfield materials has been continued to January. Item B, Z 2020-1903 of Deborah Allard requesting a special permit for single-family residence with attached in-law apartment on property located on Canterbury Road, Plainfield, map 3, block 50, lot 30, RA60 zoning district. Any items for discussion of board members? Okay, hearing none, I'll entertain a motion on the application.
Make a motion that we approve.
I'll second.
Motion by John, second by Roz. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Application is approved.
Thank you, everyone.
You're welcome. Happy holidays.
Yep, you as
Item
well.
C, Z 2020-1904 of Exeter Group requesting site plan review. It appears there's going to be a modification to this plan and they have requested to continue to the January meeting. So I'll entertain a motion to continue that.
I'll make a motion to continue.
Motion by Roz,
I'll second it.
second by Sean. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Continuing to January. Moving on to new business. Item A, Z 2020-1931 of Ecos Energy LLC, Rodney Galton, requesting a special permit to modify solar facility that was constructed from the approved special permit Z 2019-1600 on property located at 0 Plainfield Pike Road, Plainfield, map 17, block 36, lot 37, industrial zoning district. And I think we got clarification from staff that this is a site plan modification. Is that right?
That is for the commission to determine. It is my opinion that this is a site plan modification and does not need a special permit, but that's up to you to determine.
Okay. So it looks like the change was additional solar panels. Is that right, Mr. Galton?
That is correct. We ended up with a smaller wattage panel available for this project. So we added panels, we extended some of the rows. The fence line itself is more or less unchanged. There are a couple areas that the fence line did get pushed out some.
Would
But
you
for the
be able
most,
to bring that up to the screen for us?
Yeah, Rodney,
Sure.
would you like to do that, or do you want me to pull it up for you?
whatever you want to do, Brian, whatever's easier for you.
All
I
right,
did submit it. I did submit it to the town, so
Yeah, I can put you as host if you'd like.
sure.
Should be good.
Can everybody see that?
Got it.
Okay. So this is what we submitted to the town. As you can see, the dark gray is what was approved as part of the special permit. And the red is what was actually as built in the field. Again, it's because a smaller wattage panel was needed for the project. So the majority of the fence line remained the same. That did not change. So, we feel that this is, a simple site plan approval. Obviously, it's up to the commission to determine that. But this is the same system size as what was approved. This is a 1 megawatt facility. Inland wetlands, this did go through agent approval for inland wetlands. This, to me, this is, minor changes to the approved plan. So if anybody has any questions, obviously I'll be happy to answer.
Okay, any questions from board members? This is not a public hearing, so this is not open to public comment. This will just be for board members.
So the fence line did move in a few spots? Is that what that red line is?
Correct. You'll see on the western side of the site, it moved only a very small amount here. To the south, it did get pushed out some. I'm not sure why to the south that got moved. We didn't add really any panels in that area, so I'm not sure why that moved. I'm sure that's just a construction anomaly, but for the most part, the fence line stayed the same.
Any other questions or items for discussion? Okay, so the first decision that the board would make is whether they feel this is a modification that can be considered without a public hearing. And if you feel that that can be made, then we can entertain a motion on the application itself.
This work's all been done already, correct?
Correct.
What good would a public hearing be if it's already done?
Still have to go through the process and review.
I could speak to that. So typically, when a change is made, a public hearing would be required if it's going to have an impact on neighboring property owners or the general public. And in this case, there's really no impact. So I don't feel that a public hearing is needed.
Ryan, has anybody complained or made any comments regarding this change?
No, we're probably 800 feet from the closest house. Heavily wooded areas. You can't see it from any houses.
I don't see where going through a public hearing is really going to make any difference.
They stayed within all the clearing limits, so the limits of construction have not changed.
Yeah, I don't
All
see
right.
where a public hearing would be needed either. I would just like to advise them not to continue doing this on future projects.
Duly noted, I believe.
Yes, understood.
Thank you. All right, so with that, I'll entertain a motion on the application.
I'll make a motion to approve it as constructed.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All right, motion by Sean, second by John. All in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Application is approved.
Ronnie, can I have the host back, please?
Yes.
All right, item B, Z 2020-1932 of Divije Bansal, requesting site plan review for addition to building to accommodate convenience store sales in addition to pizza restaurant on property located at 66 Warregan Road, Warregan, map 1W, block 133C, lot 67, RA19 zoning district. And I have a note that this applicant is pending some variances and requests to continue to the January meeting.
Yes. Hold on a second, Ronnie. I do not have the host back.
Okay, we can continue while he does that.
Yes, that is correct. We are waiting for variances to be approved. If the variances are not approved, then there is no reason for this application to proceed. It's currently incomplete. They do not have plans submitted, nor have they submitted the fee.
Why were they put on the agenda if they don't have a complete application with fee?
Because we have to accept any application that comes in, complete or incomplete.
Okay.
Hold on a second. Ronnie, are you having an issue?
I am. I sent it back to you. I don't know why it's not releasing it.
Okay. Well, we'll keep going, and you just can't leave the call, Rodney, because we're going to need you.
Yeah, that's the last thing I want, believe me.
We'll try to make it quick.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll entertain a motion on continuing Z 2020-1932.
I'll make a motion that we continue to next month.
I'll second.
Okay. Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, continue to January. Moving on to item C, Z 2020-1943 of Ray Coombs, Westminster Tool, site plan review to have 224 square foot retail display sales at 5 East Parkway. And do we have the applicant available?
Yep, that's me.
All right.
Ray, do you have plans for this, or would you like me to call them up?
If you could call them up, I don't have easy access to the server on this computer.
Okay, give me a second.
Thank you. I was panicking when Rodney called his up really quick. I'm like, oh boy.
Ryan,
All right.
you're all set, right, Ryan?
I'm all set, thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Happy holidays.
You too.
Okay, so here we have the site plan, so if you want to go through.
So pretty much what we're looking to do is add 224 square feet of taking one room and turn it into a showroom. We're looking to we're applying for our FFL to manufacture and sell firearms. We've had a downturn due to COVID with the commercial aerospace industry, and we put our heads together and done some market research of what else we could apply our people, our highly skilled people and equipment towards. And this was an area that came up that we think we can do a little bit easier. Now, in order to do what we want to do, we need to have retail. To sell online, you have to have a retail space. So what we've done is we've taken some existing engineering space and reallocated it, as you see on the screen, as a showroom. We had Bob DeLuca and CLA engineers basically do a site plan basically showing that we have sufficient parking, and we would be adding an additional, we're going to dedicate 2 spots towards retail, and then we would add another handicap spot. As far as I know, that's what I need. Marianne has been really helpful to educate me as to what is required.
Yes, so I can go over that. One handicap spot is needed to be added, and as you can see here, this is a proposed location of the handicap space. They have plenty of parking otherwise. I don't know if this handicap space actually meets ADA requirements. but we can always get a revised plan showing that it does meet the requirements. So there's plenty of extra spaces to use up.
Okay. Any questions or comments from board members?
The FFL application, does that matter that there's a daycare right next door or very nearby?
No. We had asked him what the limitations were, and we have to follow, they're pretty strict with security. We are an ITAR facility as it is, which is why we have to use ITAR's International Trade and Armament. We're on the Joint Strike Fighter platform already, so we have to monitor very, very closely who comes in and out of the property and the building. So I did not, there wasn't anything mentioned about whoever, what is around you or whatever. You have the responsibility of the safety and security of our boundaries is clearly written in the rules, actually.
So Mr. Coombs, this won't be a typical retail open to the public, walk in anytime. It's really more of like by appointment.
As a general rule, yes. We really don't want to just open our doors because of the security challenges and then the fidelity of the confidentiality of the aerospace area, the defense aerospace area. So, however, we have to show that in order to sell our products online. So what we're trying to do is we think the accessory market is something that we can immediately jump into and utilize the equipment and the personnel. But what we're looking to long-term do is buy firearms, outfit them with the accessories, the improved accessories that we've come up with, and then resell. We're going to do that predominantly. I'd like to do it hopefully more through wholesalers because I can do more volume there. I'm not really set up to be having 20 hours Saturday, Sunday, etc.
Okay. Any other questions for the applicant? Okay. Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion on the application.
If I could just add, Mary Ann Gennati, Town Planner. As the commission is aware, any proposal for the industrial park is required to be reviewed and approved by the Economic Development Commission with a recommendation to P&Z. The EDC held a special meeting last night and Mr. Coombs presented the application, and the EDC members unanimously voted to approve the application and forward a favorable to the Planning and Zoning Commission.
Okay, thank you.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll
I have a
second it.
motion to approve by John, second by Sean. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions?
I'll abstain.
Application. Oh, did you abstain, Roz?
Yes.
Okay, so one abstention. Application is approved. All right, moving on to the minutes from the November 10th and November 24th. We'll have to vote on these as separate items as I was not available for the November 10th. So for members who were present for the November 10th, do you have any changes or modifications to the minutes? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion on the November 10th minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the November 10th minutes.
I'll
Motion
second.
by Roz, second by Sean. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And we have one abstention, myself. The November 24th minutes, the only modification I ask is there are some places where my name is missing the S. So if we could just correct my name on the minutes, I would appreciate that. Are there any other changes to the November 24th minutes? Okay, hearing none, I'll entertain a motion on the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve with that change for the spelling.
Thank you.
I'll second it.
Okay, second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, minutes are amended and approved. Do we have any correspondence?
I have one that I can pull up. And as I was not in the office this week, I don't recall if we had any in the basket. And I'll call up the one that I have for you. And this is just a notification that T-Mobile is looking to modify the cell tower at the town's highway garage. Just adding antennas, I believe. So that's it.
Okay. Thank you.
And if I may, again, Mary Ann Chinati, Town Planner, I did email members correspondence from the DEEP regarding a permit they issued to the Quinnebog Valley Trout Hatchery for diversion. I did reach out to Doug Hoskins at DEEP, asking if he could forward me a copy of the application that the permit speaks to, because it's not clear just by reading the permit exactly what the work entails. I haven't gotten that plan yet.
I can actually speak to that because I did read through it. This is an annual water diversion permit that the hatchery must get to pull water out of the river and out of the wells in the area to supply the hatchery. So I don't believe there's any changes to what the hatchery currently does. It's just they have to renew their permit every once in a while.
Okay. All right, moving on to other, the 2021 meeting schedule, keeping the second Tuesday of every month, 7:00 p.m. So if there's no objections, I'll entertain a motion to adopt that meeting schedule.
I'll make a motion to adopt the meeting schedule.
I'll second it.
Motion by Roz, second by Sean, all in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, approved. Item B, election of officers. So currently, I am the chairman, John is the vice, and Sean is the secretary. So that's the current slate of officers. If anyone wants to make any other nominations. So hearing no other nominations. Okay. So the nomination on the floor is for myself to remain chair, John to continue as vice, and Sean to continue as secretary. So I'll entertain a motion to approve that slate of officers.
I'll make that motion to approve that slate of officers.
Motion
Second.
by Sean,
Second.
second by Roz. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, welcome back, everybody. Looking forward to another year. Moving on to item 11, the report from zoning enforcement.
Okay, 681 Norwich Road, S&P Ventures. I drafted a notice of violation for this, but I did not get it sent out. I was going to do that on yesterday, but I didn't get into the office. So that will be going out. 35 Skull Rock Road, Jackson. No new updates on that. That was for the chickens. Somebody did note that they could see some turkeys up there. I don't know if they were just for Thanksgiving or not, but I'll have to check into that. Canterbury Road, Mitchell, 14 Canterbury Road, Mitchell Bolio. That I have to send an NOV out. That is also drafted, just needs to be sent out. 3244 Norris Road, Sweet LLC. This is the shed property. There's a question whether the commission thinks that we should attempt to revoke the plan development district that was approved, as they are not complying with it. So if the commission would like me to look into that, I will be talking with our town attorney to see if we can actually do that.
Have we talked to the town attorney yet about that issue?
Oh, yes, yep. Not about this specific issue of revoking the plan development district, but we have been in communications with the town attorney about this.
Yeah, because I thought you were filing to straighten that out with legal or with the courts.
Yeah, we're working on it. It's a joint effort between planning and zoning, building, fire marshal.
So
When
it's
Mike,
my understanding, I mean, this has been going on a long time, and I know we had some delays, but I think their violations of their permit are egregious. So if there are additional avenues that we can explore with this property, I think it would be good process of us to look at every angle. So if revoking the PDD is an available option, I think we should explore that, and then we can discuss what the attorney says about that.
This is Kevin Cunningham, if I can hear just 1 minute. I did
Go
speak.
ahead.
I did speak to the attorney. Thank you. I did speak to the attorney about this, and I would like to follow this up with the chair to see where the next steps may go. Both are options, by the way, taking it to legal and or revoke.
Okay.
we just need to move a little bit. It's taking a long time to get these things cleared up.
Agreed.
Okay.
All right, 39 Lily Bridge Road, Moran residence. I have to make an inspection to see what progress they have made. 211 Kate Downing Road.
When did that complaint come in? Because my paperwork you sent us says 10/3/2019.
That's when it originally came in. They did clean up the property and then they brought more vehicles in. So he's a hobbyist. He works on vehicles. So vehicles go, then new vehicles come in.
Okay.
So, 211 Kate Downing Road, the Mackin property with construction equipment that is being prepared for the courts. 13 Simmons Ave, Doug Driscoll. Doug has been reporting almost on a weekly basis about how many vehicles he had been removing. The neighbor doesn't believe that to be true. So next time Driscoll comes in to report, we're going to have to schedule an inspection. See how he's making out. 2 South Pine, Rosemary Belling. This is the commercial dump trucks. This is currently before the Zoning Board of Appeals. They are appealing my decision for the NOV, and that will be taken up in January. So that enforcement is stayed until ZBA makes a ruling. Lot 14A High Street, Charlie Corson's lot over there. We discussed this last month. He has a garage that's been existing on the property, looking to convert it to a house. He started converting it without permits. He does need a variance for a rear yard setback before he can complete that. So an application has been made to ZBA. They'll take that up in January. 0 Norwich Road and Rood Road. These are the Rood fields for a possible earth excavation. Notice of violation has been drafted and will be sent out.
When was the last time you went by that site?
In November.
They did considerable stripping since we've discussed this.
Okay.
There was a dozer, and it was last week, the week before, stripping quite a bit of land.
Stripping of topsoil or?
Yes, that's what it appears to be.
Okay, notice violation will be going out. 200 Starkweather Road, Sherta Farage. This is a shed that looks like it could possibly be converted to a dwelling. So we did observe what appeared to be a cesspool that was installed. Health Department is working on this. They are obtaining a warrant to inspect, and we'll be joining them. 398 Green Hollow Road, Kelly and Robert Crodio. We have received 2 separate sets of complaints about chickens and ducks that were roaming onto neighbors' properties. And I sent out the notice of violation. The property owner did contact me and said that every once in a while their kids forget to close the gate and they get out, so they put a lock on the gate so the kids can't open it. So hopefully that's taken care of. 4 Windsor Ave, ducks in an RA30 zone, and I sent a letter on November 5th to rehome the ducks within 60 days. So January they'd have to have the ducks out of there. And
Have you driven by to see if they've like done anything there?
I've never been able to see any ducks there. They're in the backyard, I guess, and I can't see it from the road.
Okay.
And that's it. And you'll see in my report, I still have last month's miscellaneous on there. You can disregard that.
I got a question back at the beginning.
Mhm.
Where the heck was it now? I'm scrolling through your email. The 91 chickens and possibly turkeys on Squaw Rock Road. How long does it take to, what do they need to get down to?
They have to get down to around 87
Why is it taking them so long to get rid of that many chickens?
because they are not egg producing chickens. They are show chickens. They are, they're high value birds, and she typically sells them at trade shows and stuff. And
Okay.
because of COVID, they haven't been having shows, so she's been getting rid of them as she can.
How long has this been going on? This has been going on for a couple of years, hasn't it? Or at least a year?
About a year. So, but she made significant progress. She only has a few more to get rid of. I'll be checking into the turkeys. They're probably just being raised for Thanksgiving, but I don't know.
It just seems like this. We're sending out notice of violations and we're not following through on these things and trying to push them along to get them done and cleared up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it'd make your job a lot easier if we could clear these things off.
I'm trying.
Okay. And how long does it take for the filing court papers and all that? Like for Kate Downing Road, Mackin, that's been going on for over a year now already.
Mm-hmm.
And I know the courts were closed, but I think October you said you were preparing documentation for court.
Right. The courts they're doing some things by Zoom, but they're not holding hearings. So they were preparing to hold hearings either this month or next month, but with COVID, I'm not sure they're going to be doing that either.
Okay.
So does every notice of violation require a hearing? Or
No.
only if the
Only if
property owner contests?
Only if there's non-compliance, then you proceed to court.
Okay.
I mean, you've had no compliance there for a long time. Is there anything else we can do to try to get that cleaned up or straightened out?
No, we just have to go to court. So he's told me numerous times that he was going to be removing the vehicles, said that he had a spot in Canterbury or somewhere, and just completely ignored me after that.
So do we have a designated time frame that we would allow somebody to ignore you before we refer it to court?
Yeah, typically, 30 to 60 days.
Okay. So that time frame's just been extended because of the COVID?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but this should have been cleared up way before COVID, right?
No, it was
it was December last year when we were talking about it initially, and then we went into COVID in what, March?
He did, and he was supposed to have compliance in February.
Okay.
And then he asked for an extension to March or April.
Mm-hmm.
And then just kind of blew me off after that.
I don't mind working with the guy, but if he's blowing you off, that's another issue. At some point we gotta really put pressure to him and do what we gotta do. I mean, these people should be respecting you.
Well, luckily, as the agenda has shrunk down, I have a lot more time to dedicate to zoning enforcement.
And would you say part of the issue is they make partial progress and then stop? So then do you reset the clock at that point, or do you go back to the original violation time frame?
There's no resetting the clock. Some people make some progress, and as long as they're working with us, we'll continue to allow them more time as they need it. But a lot of these, they've just been ignoring us because I think they know that the courts are shut down. So
sure. Okay. Any other comments on zoning enforcement? Okay. Report from planning and zoning.
Mary Ann Gennati, Town Planner. The only thing I would add is last night there was a town meeting for sale of lots 2 and 3 in the industrial park. That town meeting was adjourned with no action because we have not received anything from the potential buyers regarding what their company does. And once we get that information, First Selectman Cunningham can confirm, but another town meeting will be scheduled once we have all the information that we've been asking for.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for planning and zoning?
Did we jump the gun with this? Were these people not reputable?
I don't have an answer for that at this point. I don't believe we jumped the gun, no. Because, I mean, they had wanted to have everything completed by December 4th, but because of timeframes, we couldn't do it until the 7th. And we have been working with them to accommodate their requests, but they haven't been responsive. So it's nothing that the town has been deficient on. It's just them not providing what we needed.
It's kind of an insult when they were trying to push us to get it done by December 4th.
Does Kevin?
It's frustrating.
If I can have just a moment as well to add into this. I agree. I think this is something that they should have been forwarding to us ahead of time. I know that our realtor was working with their realtor, and their realtor was not accessible over the last few days. So we reached out to them, and they are now looking to get the buyout for the company, get them to have a discussion with us, and then also I'm going to try to get them on the meeting so that they'll actually be there to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you. So no other agenda items, so I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion to adjourn.
I'll second it.
Motion by Sean, second by John to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Meeting is adjourned. Happy holidays. See you next year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, everyone.
Bye.
Aye.